Hello and welcome to Click to Unlock's continuing walkthrough of Thief, the new Thief. This is the second of the Ector missions, called Silence is Golden. So you just got his hand, but for this mission you need to get the automaton's voice box. And this is located in a completely different part of the town. So if you've got the main sort of church, the main square, you want to head left. And head through the streets here, up onto this building, and then you can stealth along the streets here. You don't have to do this bit here, you can just kind of walk around in the dark, but I was just trying to take some sort of inconspicuous route because there are guards around. So once you've navigated past those, you have to turn right. Oh, sorry, no you don't, you go straight ahead, and keep following the path around. This bit's all quite simple and straightforward if you go this route. It's quite simple. But the reason I've kept this kind of like how to get there in is because firstly of this, to go through the crates like that it's not completely obvious that that's a way to go. But when you come out into this section here in Baron's Way South, you basically have to keep heading through this section as well. So you have to skip past these guards here. That's it. You have to move around.
I should get more sleep.
Wait for him to. Oh, what's he doing? So skip around here, move around, and basically the reason you're going all the way around here is because you have to head this way anyway. But before you do, make sure that you turn round and you can see the guy hanging from the beam. So you need to shoot down the guy hanging because he's got some information on him that you're going to need in order to find out where the voice box is. So once you're in a nice position, select an arrow. Probably should have used a blunt one rather than using one of my better arrows, but it doesn't matter either way. And then he drops down. That guy didn't seem to mind him falling, a dead body falling down in front of him, so clearly not a hot move. But basically, yeah, then sneak over to him, wait until your coast is clear and all the like, and then you can rob this little document off of him. Right, so now you've got to head to Perry's pawn shop, which is sort of this way. Wait for this guard to move out of the way. Yeah, come on, here we go. Come on. That's it, he's gone. Here we go. And then into this section. Right, so now you're in the South Quarter. You have to kind of, it's quite a little trek. You have to follow all the way around. You can skip past these guys using the shadows. Up over here before this guy walks around, and we can chuck a left up here onto this roof. Down here and into this alley section. Looking around. Come on, loads of space to get into. Here we go. Right, so we can move down here. There is this sort of sewage pipe ventilation shaft thing, but it's not actually a shaft, it's just literally a hole in the wall. There is loot in there and you can hide in there, but that's not essential. I just left it in there just to highlight that you can do that if you need that extra hiding space. Or alternatively, you could not hide at all and you can just run round and jump onto this rope. They will obviously try and shoot you down, but you can still manage to get over here and then into this window. Bear in mind that being detected at this point does not affect the mission status at all. So once you're in that window, you've got to head round and then you can drop through this hole in the floor. And this brings you into the final section where you need to get to. However, and this part here is one of the main reasons why I've left this little journey in before the mission, that where you have to get to is actually like 3 floors up over there, and there's no real obvious means of getting in there. So if you head around to this side, you can see there's some ladders over there. You can bring them down with a blunt arrow, which enables you to get up onto another level, but you don't need to do that in order to access this point. It's just that I actually did do that in looking for the way to get in. So you can get them ladders down over there. They do take you to another room and another bit of loot, which is always nice, but we need to get up on that beam up there. So in order to do that, there is one of these beams up here which you can fire a rope arrow into. If you haven't got them, you need to go and buy them. So, and this rope falls right down into the street. That's why you didn't need to get this ladder down that I was up, but I didn't see that point until I was already up that ladder. But it was handy anyway to have the ladder anyway, because like I said, there's another room with more loot in it anyway. So, head up the rope. Hopefully the guys won't see you. I was a bit lucky there. Then you can jump off and have it into this window that's just next to this balcony here. This window basically opens up another room. You just have to follow the room round, and there's another window which you could see from outside, but it was kind of blocked. So it's basically a kind of U-turn around, and that brings you out onto this balcony, and you can walk across the beams in order to get into the mission. And now we can actually start the mission. Proper. So this is Silence is Golden. Right, you start off in this room here. This is quite a small map, but lots to do. So in this first room here, there is actually a couple of items in this room. There's this ashtray, but I'll get the last one when I come back, because I'm just like that. I'm crazy. Don't need to do it in order. Just crazy like that. Okay, so we head down and open this door up here, and there's an open courtyard. Right, so in this courtyard, there's this guy walking around, and there's also a dog. So if you want to remain undetected on this mission, you have to be aware of the dog. This guy will take, you can take out that flame with a water arrow, and this guy gets alerted. So he can be taken out pretty easily. But I think he detected me. I'm a little bit annoyed about things like that in the game, where you get detected when you take someone, like try and stun them, and that it's a bit annoying. But there is another, if you do get detected, there is another challenge where if you interact with the environment, so you can do that by dropping this big box down into the hole there. So if you do that normally, you get detected. So it's one of those challenges where you either do one or the other, so it doesn't matter either way. Okay, so there's a bit of loot just on here. The dog's asleep there, but you can take out all the lights in this room with the water arrows, and then you can move around relatively easily. In this house here, there's 2 guards on this level here. You can quickly sneak into the ventilation shaft here, even though they did see me and whack me on the back, but they calmed down after a while, and you can do that a bit more sneakily though. And it's a good route to take if you do so, because then this guy goes into this room here on his normal patrol, and you can slide across. You've got to be quick across that doorway, because there is another guard looking in, who we shall see right now. So thought I'd better get a bit funky with this guy. He's just literally just walk straight ahead. There he is, and he takes an arrow to the face for his troubles. So I was feeling a bit annoyed by this point, you know, been detected a couple of times. I don't like being detected. I'm a master thief after all. But don't forget, in this room, a couple of bits of loot there in the drawer, and on the side. Then there's also this cupboard, which has nothing in the drawers, but in the cupboard itself there is a couple of bits of loot. Teapot. Right, so we can head upstairs into this house. Now there is a guy in this room, but he's looking out the window and he's not really paying much attention, so he doesn't really get wound up at all. But a bit of loot there on the side. Then we can go in this door and see the guy. There he is. And we can sneak up and just take him out rather easily, because he really doesn't seem interested in anything. Right, now once we've taken him out, there's a couple of bits of loot in this room. But there is also another relatively new thing in the game at this stage, and that is a wire box, which is here. And if we look at the focus, you can see that there's a red line going out, and it goes all the way downstairs. Before we leave this room, though, just quickly, there's a bit more loot in here before we go investigating. Basically, those red lines take you all the way down into the... oh, there's a collectible. That's why you shouldn't forget that cupboard. They take you all the way down onto the middle floor. And in this back room here, we have this door that can be picked open. And it's in here, which is the safe holding the voice box that we're actually coming to get. Yeah, there it is. You can see the wires. That wire comes all the way down. Now, if you take out the lock here before cutting the wire, this is what happens. You open the safe and you just die, and that's because you've set off traps and you've just been fired by darts from every corner. So what you need to do is you have to cut the wire in that box upstairs in the top room before you even think about opening up that safe. So I'm going to head back down to that room now, but en route there's some more loot in this room here. Be sure to check both of the shelves, because there is another little sneaky bit there. And also, yep, you were hiding as well, weren't you? Yep. Okay, then we can head into this back room here. There's also a painting here that can be taken off. This is another of the collectibles in the level.
Fine piece.
Nice. There it is. Also the desks. There's a pot document, and there's a couple of bits in the drawers as well. Although not much. There's a purse in this drawer, and I don't think there's anything in them. But there is a purse in that drawer. There is also a bit of loot on the desk, and in the back of the room there's another set of drawers which also has a little bit of loot. Right, so once we've done all that, we can head into the actual safe room. Again, there's more loot in here on the shelves. Yep, and on the other side there's another golden teapot. And finally, up on the top shelf there's a candlestick. Right, so once we've done all of that, we're now okay to open up the safe. But before doing it, I just wanted to go through the rest of the rooms, and we can head down into the cellar. There's a poppy down here, also a candlestick, and this one here on this shelf, this is hard to spot as well. There he is. He's not exactly obvious, but there is a cup on that shelf there, so don't miss him. And there's also a cupboard with loot in it as well. The last thing in this room is this big chest, which is a lot. You have to do a pick locking for this. Also, do not open this box unless you've taken out the wire box up in the top room, because that is booby trapped as well, and death will come to you if you try and open that before cutting the box in the top. So it's good to do the cellar last, and then finally into the safe to get the voice box that was needed for the actual mission objective, the voice box. Right. Okay. Right, so now all we've got to do is basically leave the level. So we can skip round. If you was trying to remain undetected again, I'd probably advise doing this and skipping around in the darkness. Or you could have taken out that light, but the dog is a bit annoying, and he will class as a detection. So not that I'm doing it on this mission now, but that would be the way to get out undetected. Head back up into this room, and if you didn't do it at the start, like I didn't, make sure you check this cupboard. I was very close to finishing the level there without completing all the loot, because the last little bit was just sitting there. Right, so that was Silence is Golden. Job completed. All loot items, and a couple of the challenges. I didn't do the headshots though. Bit annoying. Maybe next time. But anyway, thanks for watching. That's Silence is Golden. Check back for more of the Thief walkthrough on Click to Unlock.